You better say your prayers, you flea-bitten varmint. I'm gonna blow you to smithereens.
You do that and I'll kill you.
Welcome. You're listening to Brutiful Metal Radio, Bullshit with Bob show. Thanks for all you guys out there in listener land tuning in. Tonight we have David and Mariela from Fathom. How you guys doing tonight?
Hey.
Did I pronounce that close to right?
Yeah, very good.
That was very good, actually.
I can roll my R's sometimes. I'm of Cajun descent, so I have a little bit of that French tongue happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome, yeah.
Between that and all that hot, crawfish I eat, it makes you curl the tongue. Spicy.
That helps, yeah.
So, how things down in your neck of the woods, down in Florida?
Oh, real good. We've been keeping busy, try to play a lot of shows, working on, we're starting to work on some new music for our second album. So hopefully, we're actually going to reveal a new character because it's going to be a concept album. So we're going to reveal a new character on Halloween. So
Wow.
look out for that.
Oh, we will be looking. That's one thing. I love how you created the concept on the first album, and you have all the characters, and it's very theatrical. In fact, when you guys played over here, like I said, I had not heard you guys. Y'all took the stage, and I didn't know what to do. My jaw was on the floor. It was just so much music and very theatrical, and it was just awesome. I mean, I was overwhelmed.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
man, that means a lot, Bobby. Thank you.
Yeah, we had such a great time. We want to go back to Alabama.
Yeah, we have to go back there.
Well, we're kind of trying to work on something. The Halloween gig we were trying to work on kind of fell through, but there's more. There's always more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us a little bit about this second album? Do you have any titles?
For the second album is me and David, we're from Bolivia, South America, and we want to put in a little bit of our music from our country into the music. It's still going to be obviously extreme metal and everything, but you're going to hear a little bit of our Bolivian background in there, and it's going to be set in Bolivia. And it's just, we're actually going to try to even do maybe 1 or 2 songs in Spanish and the native tongue of our country, which is Quechua. So it's going to be interesting and a little bit challenging too.
Look.
Yeah, we want to throw our roots this time in there and try to showcase some of the great folk music that came out of Bolivia and try to incorporate it into metal. So you're going to hear some of our culture in there.
That is awesome, and I love when bands do that. I'm a big fan of Rammstein. That they sing in primarily German.
Yeah.
And it makes you go and look if you're not, bilingual or anything. It makes you go and look it up, and you learn something. I think that's a great tool. And
it is.
I noticed when you guys were playing live, I don't recall the song, but you were singing in Spanish, and I thought that was just the coolest shit ever.
Yeah, I'm glad you caught that. I do sing a few verses in Spanish in like 2 songs.
All I remember was hearing Satanico, and I'm like, right the fuck on, man. Like I said, I don't recall the song, but it was almost spoken word, and you were nailing that shit, and it was so cool.
Yeah, I was doing a prayer in Spanish. It was like, but I kind of inverted a few words to make it more evil, but it was a prayer in Spanish.
Hey, more evil's always good, right?
Yeah.
Standing ovation, more evil. That's right. Let me get to the characters here. Now, the characters in... Oh, where'd they go? You put the booklet up somewhere, didn't you?
Did I?
Yes, you did. I told you she was an evil woman.
It should have been right next to it. The poster.
I thought it was. So that's probably it right there. Nope. Aha. We have a winner.
Yay.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Let's see.
Oh, that's fun.
Trying to clean up.
Yeah, I've got your poster right here in front of me.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yeah, I'm waiting to get the right frame. It's going on the wall. I dig this.
That's great, man.
But my favorite character of all is the first character y'all have depicted here, Victor Garcia.
Oh.
David, I love the video on the letter when you first enter the door. That expression is awesome.
That's how he usually walks around in the house.
Yeah, that's my usual self, usual grumpy self.
Now, see, I thought Federico was the grumpy one, though.
Oh, yeah.
See, I watched that video, too.
I swear, I told them. Now everybody expects you to be grumpy, so you better perform.
Now, everyone out there in listener land in the chat room, if you get a chance, go see Fathom's YouTube channel. They're spelled Faethom. Go check it out. They have a lot of live stuff that's posted up. Really awesome. They have the trip when they came up here to Alabama and went back. And guys, gals out there, it is hilarious. You will laugh your ass off. Me and Buffy both had tears rolling down our cheeks. We were laughing so hard. That shit was hilarious.
It's
and then, of course,
Rico, he's like, we're supposed to portray these evil personas. We're like metal, evil, and we're all funny. And I'm like, well, it's not my fault. You guys are hilarious. I'm like, listen, in the next video, we can do some kind of ritual or something on somebody.
All right.
It will still come out funny, though.
Well, it'd be really awesome. You know, you get Federico all pumped up, get your black robes on, face paint, get your big, long, steely knives, and go out to a cow pasture like you're going to sacrifice a cow and videotape that. I mean, it would be a total farce, but, God, it would be funny.
I told them from now on, I'm always going to be chasing them around with the camera, so they better be prepared.
Now, the other characters you got in here is Mother Superior, Beatrice Cruz, Ophelia the Nun, Eterna the Witch, the Stranger, and the Silent Nuns.
Yes.
I love the Silent Nuns. That's pretty wicked. That second head thing. Oh, that's wicked.
I bet you can't guess who's the other. Well, I'm one of the nuns, but guess who's the other nun? It's somebody in this band besides me.
It's Fado.
That was close.
It's David. I made David wear a nun's outfit. See?
Oh, wow.
We could find somebody to help us with the video at that moment when we were filming that scene. So I ended up wearing the whole outfit.
Well, look, I'm not saying nothing. I mean, it's new millennium and all. Just put that out there. But that's awesome info, though, for real. I mean.
Yeah, and he actually begged me to be one of the nuns, so that's kind of strange.
Run!
He's like, please let me be one of the nuns. No, we just had to. We had to think. We wanted to get the video out as soon as possible, and we just had to do a lot of stuff on our own.
Yeah, the thing is, we didn't have any help, so whatever we had to do it on the spot right there.
Yeah.
If we had an idea, we had to do it as quick as we could, and whoever was available would have to play the part.
Yeah.
Now, the video, let me tell you, when y'all brought that out, I don't know how many times I watched it in a row. Me, Buffy, and Deanna, all three of us, we're like, damn, I mean, for being DIY like it is, it looks so professional. I love that film noir look you got to it. I love the whole, I don't know how to put it, the cinematic landscapes that y'all made. I love the whole thing. It's very detailed for, being rushed, as you said, but I love it. I think that is great. I like the way y'all present that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish it would have been rushed. We actually took 8 months to make it.
Yeah. Almost a year, actually.
Yeah, we wanted to, do it as quick as possible, but quick as possible and
do it right.
With the very little experience that we have, ended up in 8 months. So
I tell you, man, y'all did an excellent job, and I mean, hell, y'all even made it to Brave Words and Bloody Knuckles. They put a post up about you guys having a new video out.
Oh yeah, I mean that's awesome.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah,
we're so happy about that.
I mean, that's huge, you know. And a lot of people,
Yeah,
a lot of people read them, especially
Yeah,
underground.
They do. A lot
I
of
love
people
that.
are.
I love that magazine.
People are subscribed to it, so yeah, that's a lot of good exposure.
We're so happy about that because, you know, it's just a project that we work so hard on, and we need all the exposure we can get on that video. So,
Well, you know, we do have it embedded to our site right below the chat box. So anyone that's in the chat room now, if you want to check it out after the interview and everything,
I think it's in the forums.
it's in the forums?
Yeah.
I thought it was there. I don't know.
She had to move it so it would play properly.
Let me see what Deanna has to say about it. Oh, Deanna said Federico is a cutie pie. So you have to let Fado know that.
oh, I told him. Yes,
We did tell
I told him. I told him, hey, you're gonna have some fans out there, Federico. Some ladies like the grumpy.
Well, you know, some women like grumpy.
Yeah,
I know my old lady does. I'm grumpy as hell. You know, I get up. She's like, I love you. I'm like, coffee. You know, so
He's my sweet talker.
I'm such a sweet talker. I know how to treat my women right.
Yeah, if you saw the second video, he loses it. We were going to Tampa, and he loses it when somebody goes in front of him and goes so slow. He's driving a Mercedes, and he just goes nuts and tells him to stick the Mercedes up his ass.
Wow. I've got to see that second video.
Oh yeah, it's really funny.
Just as funny as the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
We all got colds.
Yeah, we're all fighting chest colds here.
Ooh.
Nah, that's not good.
Yeah, it's like one person caught it, and then another person, you know, it's making its rounds. One person caught it, then the next person caught it, the other one got better, then now I'm catching it, and everybody else is starting to get better, and actually we're on round 2 now with this cold.
Mm-hmm.
This is a second wing. I done got better, now I'm getting sick again.
Yeah, that's the way it's with us in the band. Like one of us gets sick, and then everyone else falls right behind. It's
I guess it's best to knock everybody out at once.
That's it.
You know,
Yeah.
so it's not
Yeah.
taking months to
Yeah,
get
I remember.
over.
I think it was 2 years ago that we just were sick for at least 5-6 months because of that. Because we would pass it around within the band, and Federico was sick for quite a while. Mariela was sick for
Yeah.
quite a while.
That's the thing. When you're in a band, it's like you see these people more often than you see your own family. It's
Right.
Like we see each other like 4 times, 5 times a week, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we're going to bust this out really soon, because I'm tired of hacking up a lung myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you got to take care. This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
season, so take care.
And what's really bad out in this area, it's you know, the weather's starting to change, so it's a lot of farmland out here. People grow a lot of cotton, and they also grow a lot of peanuts. And they're harvesting the peanuts, and all these trucks are rolling down the street, and all this dust is flying everywhere. Everybody's kind of messed up right now with their sinuses.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dust.
Peanut dust.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
It's kind of rough.
Yeah, it's one of the tribulations, you know, of Revelation right there.
Yeah.
Peanut dust will get you.
Beware of the peanut dust.
It's a horror movie, right?
There you go.
Peanut dust attack.
What was that movie where like the grass and the plants were killing everybody? The Happening?
Was
Oh,
that
the
it?
happening, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but it'd be
Yeah.
peanut dust moving around the world like a, you know,
Cloud of,
yeah.
like,
Well,
stuff.
you wouldn't even be able to see it. It's just very finite dust, and
Yeah.
you know, it's killing people by millions.
Ooh, the silent killer.
And it gathers strength. You know, all his peanut dust brothers all across the planet. That's right. I should be a producer, man. Just saying. Now let me ask you, how long has Fathom been together? When did you guys start up?
Well, we started November of 2009. That was our first show. We were practicing for about a year before then. And then we started on November of 2009. So it's been about...
We've played shows for about, I think, it's going to be 3 years.
It's going to be 3 years. I can't believe it. Yeah.
Wow.
3 years. November, yeah.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, you know,
It went by quickly.
well, we witnessed in June, man. You guys are just a well-oiled machine. I mean, if there was any mess-ups, I couldn't tell.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks,
I mean,
man.
it really seemed to me like y'all went off without a hitch, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, it was some great sound. We had a good time, and it was an awesome experience. That's our first time ever playing another state.
Different state, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine how happy we were.
Well, the thing that kind of sucked was we had to move the venue 2 weeks before the show because the previous guy had backed out, and there was a big to-do with that, and
Yeah.
we were kind of running by the seat of our pants to keep this thing going, and luckily we did. And to us, it was a success. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot of people that showed up, but this area in Alabama is so devoid of metal, and we brought a lot of bands together here and showed Alabama this is what real metal's about.
Yeah.
Not that emo stuff that's playing up the street, not that stuff that's playing in the club. And the people that showed up, man, we had I think 60 or 65 the first night. Then we had between 20 and 30, I believe, the second night, kind of in and out.
Yeah.
And of course, they didn't stay late. We started late because I don't know how to run a soundboard, but I learned quick. But yeah, and I was surprised too at the sound. I mean, the sound was really awesome.
It was.
We can hear everything perfectly well. I mean, it's always a problem for bands. Like when you don't know what to expect when you get on that stage.
Right.
The sound can be totally different from what the audience hears to what you're experiencing on the stage. So
the sound was great. We could hear each other, and the audience could hear us as well. So that was great.
The only problem that I encountered when we played on Sunday, we went last, and the monitors wasn't that great. They could have been a little bit louder, and a couple more. But I mean, for what we had to deal with right at that last minute, it was excellent.
Yeah, I mean, we've played at places where I couldn't even hear what I was saying. It was like I was opening my mouth and nothing would be coming out. I just had to wing it. It happens.
We played places in I think it was Miami Beach, where there was a venue that had no monitors whatsoever. So I don't know how Mariela sang.
I blindly sang and played the keyboards that night. I was like, I just hope I'm hitting the right notes.
And the speakers were just facing the crowd, so we couldn't even hear what was coming out of those speakers.
But you learn all these experiences. They help you, and you can just keep calm and get through it somehow.
Yeah. You kind of got to knuckle under and just hope for the best, and usually it works out well.
Yeah. As long as you don't lose it, you'll be fine.
if you know your sound's coming out the other end of that PA, I'm like y'all guys, man. I've been on stage before, no monitors. I had to stand in a certain area just to hear my half stack, and maybe hear the snare.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was good in that facet. You can make out what was going on stage, which was cool. It could have been just a little bit louder, and a couple more monitors would have been premium there. But for what it was, man, it was good. It was good, and it was loud because I went all the way to the road. You could hear it clear to the road.
That's good.
Yeah.
And what night was it we shut down Saturday? It was 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it was 4.
It was about 4. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. 'Cause that's when Necrotic went off stage.
Yeah, and basically they put on some country music, and everybody was leaving at that point.
Yeah, run for the hills! They're coming with banjos. Now, I wanted to ask you two. 'Cause I know y'all did another radio liner for us a while back that unfortunately we can no longer use. But between that and the music that I hear on the album, which is In the Name of the Father, the Son, and the Unholy, you guys seem like you are very classically trained musicians.
Why, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, it's actually I learned by ear to play the keyboard. I'm learning every day a little bit more on the keyboards, but it's basically been all ear. And David also, he started really young.
It's been quite a long time since I started playing the guitar, but when I was 7 years old, I took some piano lessons, and then I left it because of the teacher. The teacher was just so mean. She was this British lady that would hit me with a ruler whenever I would make a mistake. So, so that scared me off. 7 years old, that freaked me out. And
right.
So after 3 months of lessons, I stopped going, and I picked up the guitar on my own, and I started playing since then, since I'm 7. So, but yeah, that's all the training that I had, and Mariela didn't have anything at all.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell, I don't know, by the way that everything is written, it's kind of like y'all are the Queen almost of blackened metal.
Oh wow!
That's kind of what I hear in your music. I mean, you go from one musical style, do a tempo change that's very off time, very theatrical, and into something else that's equally musically dynamic, and I love that.
Thank you. I mean, yeah, what we try to do is we try to incorporate different styles of metal. We are a black and heavy metal band because we love black metal and that influences us, but we try to bring in different things like thrash, doom, even classic rock. We come from that background because our parents listened to that kind of music. We love Uriah Heep, Deep Purple, King Crimson, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Led Zeppelin, all those great bands from the 70s, 60s, Black Sabbath. That influences us as well, and so. Queen, they had a lot of theatrics in their music, and we try to do something like that, something a little bit different, just to offer something different.
It seems, when I liken you guys to Queen, it's kind of like if you took Bohemian Rhapsody and the different parts that they put in it, and it's almost very well scripted. It's theatrical in itself, and that's how y'all's music reminds me of that.
Oh,
man, that means a lot, man.
Yeah, it does.
I told you guys, man. I've been wearing y'all CD out
as we were growing up, and I guess some of that got in there.
Yeah, and we do sit down and really try to think it out and say, well, why don't we throw in a surprise here? Let's go somewhere different on this part, or we just really try to sit there and try to bring in a little surprise in there.
Yeah. And we don't really, try to say, okay, let's do a doom song now, let's do a black metal song now, let's do a death metal song. No, I mean, we just play whatever comes out of our heart, and sometimes it ends up sounding more thrash, more doom, more black, but the main influence there is old school music as a whole.
Plus, with the characters in the story, that helps inspire us, too, because we kind of try to go by the personality of whoever the character is, the song is about. So we go by that. So the Mother Superior, she's kind of like this evil bitch. So we kind of go with that and say, well, this is the style of music. This is what she inspires us to do.
Yeah. Whatever the mood is, we try to write music for that particular character and that scene.
So that helps a lot too, to go through that by the story.
And maybe that kind of adds to the perspective I'm getting from it, is that when you write to the character, it's almost like you're scripting a movie or, the video, kind of, and you already have your thoughts on what you want done, and it builds that vibe, that feeling on the, inside you, and kind of draws it out to your fingers and helps you write the riffs and sing the songs, write the lyrics.
Yeah.
And
the whole story actually started off as a story that I wrote, and we decided just, let's turn this into an album. Let's take each chapter and make a song.
Yeah, because not a lot of people know this, but Mariela is a published horror writer. She did write a lot of stories. She managed to get published a few times.
Oh, wow.
And one of her stories is the one from the first.
Yeah, so it's really awesome that I can incorporate the two things I love the most, because I love to read and I love to write, and now I can do both, like, through music. I can tell stories through music, which is the best thing in the world for me, because I love horror.
Now, I wanted to bring this up, David.
Yeah.
You are one shredding dude on that guitar, and I really dig your playing.
Thank you, man.
I've been wanting to ask you this, and I've been saving it for this interview. I can hear this in your playing. I know, you probably listen to a lot of black metal, and I'm willing to bet one of your favorite bands is Emperor and Ihsahn.
Oh, yeah, man. I love Ihsahn. I mean, he is not only a great player, but also a great composer.
Yes, he is.
So I really admire him a lot. And what he's been doing by himself with his solo project is really great because he's incorporating some of that old school progressive music into metal, and he's doing great stuff. So yeah, I love him. And that means a lot that you caught that.
I can hear it, especially in the letter. And what was the other song? I've got it loaded. Let me take a look real quick. Oh, come on, slow computer. Lullaby for Heathen Spawn. That's the one. I could hear his playing in that a lot.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's the licks that, when you're doing the pick harmonic with the licks. I can hear that. Yeah. And it's like, man, Isan would be proud.
Oh, thanks, man. That means a lot.
Now,
he's one of the influences, and definitely, I mean, I do respect all his work, both with Emperor and Isan himself.
Now, who were some of the guys that influenced you, early on to pick up a guitar and play?
I would say Tony Iommi. That was the first guitarist that really. Not only Tony Iommi though. There was several blues guitarists. I started playing blues.
Oh wow!
I picked up the guitar and said, I have to play like these blues guys because my dad used to listen to a lot of classic rock, and I realized that a lot of those guitarists like Jimmy Page, like Tony Iommi, they came from that. They came from that school of old school blues.
Exactly.
And so that's how I got started. I started listening to a lot of blues records, and playing to them, and improvising, and that's pretty much how I learned. That was my schooling right there, playing the guitar. And then I moved on into heavier, darker things. I've always had a fascination for the darker side of art, especially music. And that's how I got into Black Sabbath, and went from that point on. Since I was 8 years old, I was trying to play all the Black Sabbath songs that I could, and it progressed from that point on.
Yeah, Tony Iommi was the first one to make me pick up a guitar too. The first time I heard Iron Man, I had to learn it.
Oh yeah, man.
There was no two ways about it. I had to learn that song.
Yeah.
Now, Mariela, a lot of people, they'll hear tonight, but ones that are not familiar, with your vocal style, I mean, you kind of mix it up from really deep growls. You have a nice scream, plus you sing very well cleanly. Now, how did you develop your vocal style?
Well, thank you very much. I would love to sing. Growling is something that I probably started doing just recently with Faethom. I love extreme metal, and I would hear these guys growling away, girls growling away, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that too, because that's a great way to express that rage, that energy in metal. So I started doing it. At first, I didn't have any technique, so I was kind of damaging my voice, but then I started learning the technique, and now, I can incorporate the two things, the clean and the growls, and it just takes a lot of, I always have to take care of my voice, be careful with the growling so I don't ruin it, and I can still do the cleans, and but I know I've always loved to sing, always. I'll sing anything. I'll tell you, I drive David crazy because I'll sing anything. I mean, anything from Broadway to the cheesiest Broadway songs. I'll drive him nuts.
Yeah, 24 hours a day. She's going away.
Don't start me on anything because I'll start singing.
All right, how about some? Let's see. How about some lounge music? You know any Frank Sinatra?
I'll sing that too. Anything, even the stuff I don't like. I remember I didn't like the Cat song from you know that song, Memories All Alone in the Moonlight. And now I can't stop singing that song. So it's just like anything that challenges me, I have to do it. Right now we're gonna do a Halloween tribute in November 3rd. It's a tribute show.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I'll do Halloween. Oh my goodness, that is tough. I mean, those power singers, they are giving me a hard time.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you, I mean, she really manages to sing, not like them, but she manages to get that essence
Right.
of the way they sing, and then make it her own, and it comes out great. I mean, we did the tribute to Iron Maiden, the tribute to Dio, which we played a Black Sabbath song and Heaven and Hell song, and a Rainbow song, and man, she did amazing. So every time she surprises me, and now she's doing great with Halloween tribute that we're going to be playing, so that's going to be really cool.
Yeah, I love all those power singers. I actually want to do more singing in the next album. We'll still have the growls in there, but I do want to try to sing a little bit more because I really love that type of traditional power metal, speed metal kind of singing, and you know, the greats like Dio, Halford, Bruce Dickinson. I mean, those are my idols. So.
Well,
yeah, of course the growls are going to remain there too.
Yeah,
right on. Gotta leave the growls.
No.
I think if I remember correctly, when I was looking at y'all's videos a while back, I believe I caught a couple of those songs that y'all did. I don't recall which one right off.
And the Maiden.
And actually, today we posted a Merciful Fate song that we've been playing.
Really?
We did, I think, twice live, and nobody filmed it, so we decided to film it at the warehouse yesterday, and we posted that video today.
Yeah, because I got to tell you, King Diamond, Merciful Fate is our favorite band. I mean, I can say for myself that it's my favorite band.
Well, that was something I was also going to bring up, too, about the theatricality side of y'all is kind of like, you know, if you took King Diamond, threw in a little bit of, you know, Marilyn Manson, and maybe some Alice Cooper, you know, that's kind of the vibe y'all guys have.
Oh, yes, we love that. I mean, when King Diamond, there's some videos out there of King Diamond, like, telling his story for one of his albums, The Puppet Master, and that, to me, was just, wow, you know, that man, he just sits there and tells stories, and when he's on the stage, he's so theatrical, and not only, he has great music to back it all up, too.
Yes, he does.
It's just, I can't believe how many years he's been in the music business, and always gold. Everything he does is like gold.
Yeah. And of course, yeah, we have to recognize that without Alice Cooper, none of the theatrical people in rock and metal would be there. And well, of course, we love Alice Cooper as well, and he inspired us a lot too.
Yeah, and even earlier than Alice Cooper, there was Screaming Jay Hawkins. I don't know if you know him, but he was putting spells on people since back then in the blues.
Oh, wow. With the blues.
Yeah,
it always traces back to the blues.
So, yeah, it's...
well, yeah, you know Robert Johnson, man. Hellhounds on his heels.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, if you look at my CD case, you know, of course I have a lot of extreme metal. I have the classics. I also listen to a lot of classical music, because if I'm writing a review or something, once I'm done listening to the CD, I can't write really to the CD, or I can't write an essay if I'm listening to metal because my head starts bobbing. I lose track of what I'm doing. I just want to sit there and jam. So I'll pop in some Berlioz or some Bach or Beethoven or something like that, maybe Wagner, and I'm able to write real good. But I also have like Robert Johnson and some Buddy Guy. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love me some Robert Johnson, man. That dude's awesome.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Chuck Berry. Howling Wolf. I love Howling Wolf.
If any of you guys, guitar players out there, have never try learning some Stevie Ray Vaughan. That dude is the Yngwie of blues.
Oh,
yes.
I mean, he is very difficult to try to copy. You may pull the licks off, but try to copy his feels. I mean, that dude is incredible, or was incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes it upsets me that there's people out there that think blues is easy. They have no clue.
No, they have
They're
no
like,
clue.
oh, why do you listen to blues? That's easy. And they're like, well, I don't think you've heard anything.
It comes straight from the soul, so that's why it's you can't fake it.
No, you can't.
It has to be played from your soul, from your heart. You just can't learn it and play it robotically. So that's why it's so
And
great.
some of those guys are super fast, and they were shredding way beyond anybody knew what shredding was.
I'll tell you someone that tripped me out shredding. and it's not. He's a bluegrass player, Chet Atkins. Have you ever listened to that guy?
Chet Atkins, I've heard of him.
Check him out. That dude, he's playing bluegrass acoustically and doing sweeps. He's doing minor and major sweeps.
Wow.
Blazing fast. And
I'll
we're
check that
talking
out.
late 60s, early 70s. Well, hell, probably even late 50s, early 60s. I mean, the dude was getting down. Check. You would be surprised, bro.
I'll check him out, definitely.
I mean, I got up one morning, I was heading to work, and my ex-wife, who listens to country, which is, the reason why she's my ex now, she would listen to country
we love
really.
Johnny Cash.
Say again?
We love Johnny Cash.
Well, it's the country that she listened to. I'm not going to say no names, but he won the Country Music Award several years in a row.
Okay.
I'll put it that way.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Could make it in rock, so he went to country. Anyway, she usually listened to that stuff, but she had it on the station, and they were playing some Chet Atkins early, and I walked out, and I was, getting ready for work, and all of a sudden I hear this guy just fucking shredding. And I'm like, whoa, you changed to a good station? What'd you do? And I listened for a little while, and of course it was the country station. They said his name, Chet Atkins, and I was like, holy shit, I've got to check him out. And man, I was surprised. That dude is bad.
Well, I mean, bluegrass music, there's some awesome players. That's not easy stuff. I mean, they have different string instruments that they're playing, like the
banjo, the way they shred that banjo. Whoa.
Yeah.
And dude, chicken picking, the way they do the chicken picking just boggles my mind.
Amazing.
Well, I tell you, let's go ahead and we'll take a break for a few.
Okay.
I've got, excuse me, this thing's killing me. I want to let everybody know that was listening. First, we played Exile and the Letter. That was tracks number 1 and 2 from In the Name of the Father, the Son, and the Unholy by Fathom. Right now, we're going to play tracks 2, 3, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is By the Lake of Sacred Eyes, Beware the King, The Accused and the Damned, and A Promise. So stick around, metalheads. We'll be right back. This is the Bullshit with Bob show with David and Mariela. I got it better that time, didn't I? And we'll be right back. So keep it brutal.
Yes, we're here.
All right, we're back live now, finally. You got to love this program. I mean, it's a love-hate relationship, really. I think I'm going to name it my ex-wife's name. We'll call it Steph from here on out. This is Evil Steph, the program. Welcome back, metalheads out there. This is the Bullshit with Bob show, and right here on Brutiful Metal Radio. We're back here with David and Mariela from Fathom. Welcome back, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Bobby. I'm going to make you record that Mariela.
Are you?
It sounds very French. I like it.
I love it.
Right on. I guess I put the French aspect to it. I used to mess with Buffy. Trying to remember how I used to say that. It was Bonjour, mi amigo, wie geht's? That's hello in French, my friend in Spanish, and how you doing in German.
Oh, cool.
The Germans used to tell me a joke, too, about, so let's see if you can get it. If someone speaks 3 languages, what's that called?
Multilingual?
Multilingual, I guess, yeah.
All right, well, yeah, trilingual.
Trilingual.
Okay, if someone speaks 2 languages, what's that called?
Bilingual.
Now, if they speak 1 language, what's that called?
Unilingual?
That's what I said. No, it's called American. That's what the Germans used to tell me, because you see the Americans walk up into these stores, and it cracked me up. It wouldn't be, do you speak English? Like what normally would be said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be, hey, you speak American? Nobody on this planet speaks American.
I know, and they do get upset if you don't, too.
Well, and another thing was, you're living in Germany. if someone comes to America and they ask you if you speak Swahili, what you know, well, first thing you're going to say, no, this is America, speak English, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, same thing with the Germans. I mean, you're over in Germany, you know, you'd ask them, you know, at first when I didn't know any German, excuse me, do you speak English and help me out? Well, of course they'd say no, but you sit there and you try to butcher their language as much as you can. They will laugh at you and then help you. And probably speak better English than you do.
Yeah, you got to make the effort. I mean, it goes both ways. You have to make the effort to try to learn the language that you in the country that you live in, what's the main language. But at the same time, it's also good to learn a few other languages so we can all communicate well. But it's true. If you're going to another country, it's important to try at least to learn it. I mean, don't just assume that everyone in the world's going to know English.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you know, most of the Germans I encountered over there, they do start learning German in what would be equivalent to our 4th grade. And it was kind of funny because one of my ex-girlfriend's kids, the oldest kid, came home one day and was singing 1 little, 2 little, 3 little Indians to me. and he was singing the end of it wrong. So I told him how we sing it here. He's telling me, no, Bobby, no, that is nicht richtig. That means that's not right. Das ist nicht richtig. I said, well, why? You know, that's the way the teacher showed me. That's right. Okay, well, yeah, that's what you're going to get graded on. You know, yeah, that's right, Dan.
Yeah, I remember I went to like a few years of high school in Bolivia, and they used to teach us English. I already knew English because I'd lived here most of my life. But the teacher was terrible. So she was teaching us English, and I knew English, and it was just horrible. But you can't argue with them because they're the teacher. So I'm like, okay, all right.
Right.
It was pretty funny. I also had an English teacher in one of the schools that I was in Bolivia, and he used to think, he really believed in his head that he had the British way of speaking. And he would come in the class and say, "Hello, everybody!" And, come on, is that British? You sound like a German guy.
Hello.
Or Swedish, but that doesn't sound British at all. He would tell us, you know, everybody had to say hello.
You have to do like toodles and things like that too. Toodles, old chap.
Cheerio.
Cheerio. Pip pip and all that. Look, when I was downrange, man, we were stationed with some Australians. I used to mess with them about shrimp on the Barbie. You know, the funny thing was, us and the Australians really got along well because, you know, kind of we were all kicked out of England, and we were all kicked out of England, so we would pick on the English. Because the English are wankers, man, I tell you. That's in their own words, too.
I know, that's what I'm laughing.
I've got a story about a wanker I'll tell you in a minute also. But, yeah, I mean, we were stationed out there, and they come over there trying to talk smack to us, you know, their little stiff upper lip and nose in the air. And, oh, yeah, we'd give them hell, man. You know, how they shrunk to one little bitty island, and they used to own the world. Little things like that.
Yeah.
You know how their country would fit like 20 times in each of ours? Things like that, too.
I know Federico would be all happy right now. He's Argentinian, so Argentinians, you know, they don't like the British. What happened with...
Yeah, right?
With the islands that they took back, so...
Well, they're an odd people.
I don't know, man.
There's good people everywhere.
I've met a few British that were really cool. I can't say all of them are wankers, but the ones that I encountered, especially, you know, the ones that were downrange with us, man, they were wankers. Yeah, maybe it was just that whole military boastfulness. I don't know.
Maybe they were grumpy.
Yeah, they were very grumpy. They needed some alcohol bad. And what was funny was the Australians got this uncanny knack for finding alcohol in the most remote places on the planet. Because we were, you know, when we went downrange, man, we would have to empty our bags, and they did a health and welfare on us, which is what they call, you know, going through all our stuff, make sure we didn't bring nothing downrange that we weren't supposed to, because we had a list of stuff we had to bring. And, of course, we were all putting bottles of Jim Beam and, you know, stuff like this, Southern Comfort, tequila. I mean, we were trying to sneak everything down there. Because I mean, when you're off duty, you know, you'll work for a few days and then you'll be off for a couple, and it gets really boring downrange, and especially like then because we were with the invasion force, so you know it was very boring. We had a lot of free time. We played a lot of spades, a lot of dominoes instead. But the Australians somehow managed to get hold of some Kosovo moonshine.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was like some high octane pear schnapps. High octane pear schnapps.
High octane.
And whoo.
Wow.
Dark Black Death Dude from Hell and Stuff says he's going to bail and watch the presidential debate.
Yo.
Yuck.
Metal.
We
That's
know,
not metal.
we know who you're voting for, Keith.
He's too intellectual for us.
We're voting.
They're not really far away from Boca Raton, so
We're voting Gary Johnson. What them two idiots talk about don't matter.
no.
Metal.
Yeah, they need to elect a metalhead to run the country.
Hey, Rob Halford. Actually, D. Snyder.
Passing around Glenn Benton for president.
Yeah. King
King
Diamond
Diamond
for
for president as well, yeah.
I'll tell you who would make a good one. That'd be D. Snyder from Twisted Sister, man.
Oh, yeah, that guy's smart.
He is very intelligent, and he carried the battle flag of metal to Congress and shoved it down their throat during the hearings on the PMRC.
Oh, yeah. Made us all proud.
I don't know if you saw any of that, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well played.
oh, very well. You know, he wrote a song called "Under the Blade," and Tipper Gore's trying to say it was about
Killing yourself?
no, it was about bondage,
Oh, yeah.
you know, stuff like that. And it was about,
Like it's a bad thing.
I think it was about his guitar player or bass player going on, you know, having a surgery.
Right.
And she brought that up. Actually, Al Gore said that.
Right.
And he said, just because, you know, some people, I wrote it in a way that is very ambiguous. People can make what they want to make out of it.
Yeah.
I wrote it about my bass player having a surgery. If your wife sits there and thinks about his bondage, well, maybe that's on her.
That's a dirty mind.
Exactly. Because
And-
they're just getting their own thing from the lyrics. So if that's where her mind is going, then, I mean, that's her thing.
Exactly. They were a lot more perverted than anybody else.
I know.
gotta
They're trying
tell
to
you.
find meanings and that's not even there. It's like, you know, it's just music.
Yeah, but that
We're not here to
backfired.
raise your kids or anything. It's like, it's ridiculous to put the responsibility on musicians to, I don't know, I mean, to be raising their children. They're the ones that's supposed to be instilling the good stuff into their kids. It's not our responsibility to do that.
That's
No, you're right. And, you know, that falls under the First Amendment as well. I mean, we have the freedom of speech. We want to say something, we're going to say it. But you also have the right either to purchase our stuff or not. So,
Right.
well,
Exactly.
we don't need moral police. You need to do a better job parenting. If that's not what you want your child listening to, then you should do it at home.
Get a grip.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean, why don't they go attack the Jersey Shore? I mean, they're not exactly
Right.
the best example for the kids of the United States
Oh,
of America.
Yeah, everybody allows it, and,
Yeah.
and they're
Well, I
trendy
mean-
as hell.
Even look at Lady Gaga and the kind of stuff she wears on stage. You know what I'm saying? And you got little girls singing, you know, Lady Gaga tunes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And you see these young girls that are like 13 walking around with booty shorts, with, you know, those kind of T-shirts saying "Eat Me" or things like that. It's like, whoa.
I don't think that's right at that age.
Hell no.
Yeah.
But see, and then society produces something like this, what's that thing? Baby,
Oh.
you know who I'm talking about.
Goo Goo Gaga baby
Or
or
whatever her name is. You better
Honey
redneck
Child, Honey Child Boo Boo.
Honey Boo
Honey
Boo,
Boo.
Honey Boo Boo Child.
whatever she is.
Yeah, that's Honey Boo Boo.
That
Yeah.
little girl's got a
The
bad
demon
attitude.
child right there.
Oh,
Poor
wow.
attitude.
Honey Boo Boo. Better redneckinize. That don't scream trailer trash. I don't know what does. Yeah.
No, it's just ridiculous. Like, don't find messages in anything. And as a musician, we have to sit there and think, well, what are the kids gonna think about this line? Or I mean, it's just stupid. Just
No, we can't.
as a parent, you have to tell your kid, listen, it's music. It's just lyrics. Don't take it literally. Everything you read.
And that's something else as well. They don't teach. I'm a parent, and I tried to raise my children to where they can make choices on their own, and make the right decisions. And I didn't try to hold them back or anything, but I think one thing that the parents don't do is help expand children's minds to where they'll understand things like that. If someone's singing and they're referencing something and you can make different things out of it, they don't sit there and break it down. They won't, even if they're against metal, they won't listen to the metal and try to help their child, understand it. They just totally, try to block it out, and I think that's something that parents need to do.
Yeah, and the psychology is bad to say, no, you can't listen to this. No, this is restricted. This is you can't do this, because that just makes you want it more. Yeah. And you're going in there like thinking, oh, this is something my parents think is bad. And you have to help your kids try to understand things and not take it literally, and just talk to them, keep an open. My dad, for example, he was a hippie back in the day. He used to listen to like heavy rock and stuff, but for some reason he got very conservative in later years, and he wouldn't let me listen to anything.
Wow.
I mean, he would ban radios, and so I would be like trying to listen to stuff in secret, and so it's just like, that's not good. It's not good to ban anything from kids. It just makes them want it more.
Yeah, taboo is fun. I don't care how you slice.
When I was coming up, I would, my big thing when I was a kid, I'd cut a lot of yards in the neighborhood to make my money. And I'd go down to this little music store. I've talked about this several times on the show, but that was a place that had this really cool import section. And the guy, me and him, I've been knowing him for quite a few years by then, and he'd always hold the really cool imports for me. But that's where I would go and buy all my albums. Back then, it was all LPs. Sometimes I'd buy a cassette, but I really liked LPs. Okay. And I remember one time, my mom drove up. I'd bought several albums, and she picked me up. And I had, she was, actually I was driving back. I was 14 with my learner's permit. And I was driving back, so she's looking at my albums. Mom's a real big Elvis fan. She's got a whole bunch of albums herself. And it was hilarious. Mom is militant Catholic.
Ooh.
Yeah, she went to Catholic school. She got beat up by the Penguins.
Ruler smash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole nine. And we're driving home, and she's looking at my albums, and I had, like, Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Soul for Rock and Roll, the double album. You flip it open, and they've got the chick in the coffin with the black rose and everything. And then I had Speak of the Devil by Ozzy. I had Number of the Beast, Shout at the Devil. What other ones did I have? There was a couple. No, I didn't have any Kiss in this group. Anyway, it was a bunch of stuff like that. It was all pretty evil stuff. Yeah. And she says, "Son, this is blasphemous stuff you have here." I'm like, "Yeah, ain't it cool?"
You're like, blasphemy rules.
But I was totally against Catholicism. That was a whole different ballgame. But
still your mama.
Yeah. To my mom, Satan had me by the balls and was dragging me to hell.
Yeah.
But she never cut me off though.
That's good. I mean, it's good. Sometimes your parents have to open their minds, because what can they do? They're not going to beat you. They're not going to burn your CDs or albums or LPs. They have to. If they're good parents, they will be open to. Plus, if you're a good kid, I mean, they should let you listen to what you want. My dad eventually, I paved the way for my brother in a way, because now my dad's buying him like Cannibal Corpse and Deicide, and I'm like, wow, where were you back in the day when wanting some CDs?
Well, statistically speaking, metal ain't for kids no more. The highest group that listens to metal is between 35 and 54. We even have a few that are over 65 in our statistics on our Brutiful Metal Radio.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. No age for metal. And the cool thing is that, with metal, you will keep on finding new music all the time. We're always finding new music, and it's not necessarily something that came out now. It's stuff that came back in the past. Like, we've gone back to, like, the 70s, 80s, to all these great traditional heavy metal bands. There's some dark bands that came out in the 70s that we didn't even know about, and we're learning about them.
Well,
So,
Dark
I
Side
mean,
of the
there's some
Moon.
great bands. It's always a discovery. That's what's beautiful about metal. There's a lot of great stuff out there in the underground.
There's really no need for you to listen to pop music because you have just so much variety just within this genre of rock and metal. So
And blues. So,
Yeah.
way back.
yeah, it goes way back.
And the really cool thing on top of everything with the way the internet is now, I mean, you can find everything you need like on a YouTube or some kind of directory somewhere, you know,
Yeah.
and just you can almost, it's like an adventure. You'll find one band and it'll draw you into another band, into another band, into another band. And before you know it, you done found 10 or 12 other bands you've never heard about.
That's true.
Yeah.
Back in the day, especially, I don't know, I still try to go and find some of the most obscure I was really into thrash in early to late 80s and even into the 90s. And I still go try and find the most underground thrash bands that I can.
Uh-huh.
And it's always fun because I'll find 4 or 5 other ones I never heard about.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes you can't believe how early some of these bands were doing this kind of music. So that's what's awesome. You're like, whoa, they were doing this stuff back then. It's like, wow.
I know
It's not only Sabbath that was doing heavy stuff. There was some other underground bands doing some crazy, these cult, ritualistic metal back then.
What was that band? Sabbath? No.
Sabbath? Sabbath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a T, just Sabbath.
Yeah.
From Japan?
Yeah.
No,
It was an old, it was like 70s band, I believe it was them.
Oh, yeah.
And there was another one.
Well, you could go back further, like Louis Prima, that old Black Magic.
Yeah.
I mean, for serious, that was bad news back then.
Yeah.
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 Very satanic, very, thought-provoking, maybe more about freedom than anything.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's what I think about all this satanic imagery and music. It's really about freedom. That's the real message. It's not really go worship Satan.
No.
No,
It's really
No.
big
this is
difference between a
freedom. Do whatever we want to do.
eater. Yeah.
Well, a huge difference between a Satanist and a devil worshiper. And a lot of people don't understand that either.
Yeah.
But
It's just kind of going against the crowd, just trying to be different. And
Well,
it's not that like you're just sitting there selling your soul or something. It's dumb. When people like, you believe in Satan, it's like asking me, do you believe in Santa Claus?
right.
What exactly are you asking me here?
Nailed
We just
it.
like everything that's dark,
Yeah.
and that's just the way I am. And I know that our parents sometimes they get frightened. And it's like, listen, we're normal people. It's like, we're not doing any crazy stuff. We just like the darkness, and that's it. We're happy in the darkness.
Yeah.
Step away from the light.
Right.
Yeah, step away from the light.
the power of Christ repels me. The power of Christ repels me.
So it's just like, please, I'm fine.
Well, what was really funny, I found this ironic. When Mom found out, she says, "Son, is this true?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a Satanist, but basically I'm like a humanistic atheist. I try to explain it in wordology that she would kind of grasp, being she's so in grasp with Catholicism.
Well, she's closed-minded about.
And she's
the
very
dark.
she's very close-minded about that. And she said, "I know what it is." And I'm like, "What is it, Mom?" "Satan has you." I'm like, you can say that. Really? Yeah, in a way.
This being that is in hell waiting for all the sinners to come down and to poke them with his pitchfork or something, or I don't know, impale them on a stake. But I mean, it's like they take it literally. Some of these Catholics, Christians, and for us, it's just like selfism, or just to believe in yourself and have faith in your own person that you can do things on your own without depending on some outer being.
And the biggest thing, like, I guess if you want to put a commandment to it, if you broke it down in philosophy, is don't be stupid. Really?
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. If you summed it up into one little phrase, because, I mean, I'm a big fan of LaVey. I've been following the philosophy for quite a many years now. And if you break it down to the most simplest form, like if you use the philosophy of KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Break it down. Don't be stupid.
Right.
Exactly.
That's it.
Exactly. Really think about what they're trying to make you believe in.
Don't let anybody spoon-feed you your thoughts.
Yeah.
Not even your parents.
Because you're your own person. You create your own philosophy. You decide what to do in your life. You set your own rules. Nobody's there to tell you what to do. You shouldn't be following a book that's been written years ago by these people that didn't know what the hell they were doing. So they're just trying to instill fear, and it's not good to live in fear. How can you live your life in a proper way and be satisfied with your life if you're living in fear all the time?
Most
I was raised in a Catholic school, and that's what really was bothered by for so many years, since I was very little, since I was 5 years old. The question is, why is there so much fear in this religion? Why do they really want you to fear God? They're saying that you have to worship God, but at the same time, they're telling you you have to fear God. Whatever you do, you're going to go to hell. So,
and if you don't do exactly this, if you veer from this little list of rules here, you're going to burn forever.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, whatever.
They're all,
Yeah, they keep changing the rules to their own benefit, and I mean, since I was very little, I was questioning it, and in the end, hopefully, I was able to get my parents switch me schools, and the last 3 years, I was in a different school where there was really no set religion, which was great. But but those years were the struggle.
I bet it was.
Trying to understand what these people were saying, what these penguins were doing, beating us up for something that they shouldn't be punishing us on.
No.
So
they're always frightened. There's that word fear almost again. But they're always frightened about courageous, independent people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's just, years and thousands of years we would have been called heretics, right?
Oh, yeah. I say that all the time.
The word
if
is
we would
changed.
be back, 100 years ago, I'd be burned at the stake.
Yeah.
For sure.
The funny thing is, first of all, the reason religions even came into being, back when we were, stepping between a monkey and a human, was we had to understand our surroundings, and we had to understand, first of all, what death's about and give it some kind of reason. And then we had to say, okay, well, why is there thunder? Why is there rain? Why is there this and that, and give it some kind of personality and some kind of form.
Yeah.
And it helped the simple minds back then cope with what they didn't understand, what they feared. But most religions out there, especially the big three, if they would study and truly study what they're about. I took comparative religion in college, and the start of the big three, which is Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, because all three are off each other, started when the Jews were exiled, when Babylon came in and destroyed the first temple and dispersed them all over. They were introduced to what's called Zoroastrianism, and that was where the one God, the one adversary, heaven and hell, the creation story, and all that came into being. And that was actually borrowed also from Egypt. I don't remember which pharaoh started it up, but the Zoroastrians took that, gave it to the Jews. The Jews took that on, because before then they were polytheistic. They had a lot of gods that they believed in, much like the Norse and the Greeks and all that came after them.
Yeah.
But later on down the line, I think it was somewhere around 200 A.D., Constantine, the emperor of Rome, wanted to make Christianity the official religion of Rome. So he had the Council of Nicaea, and they assembled the books. They chose which books were going to go into the Bible and which ones weren't. They took the Old Testament, which was actually the Jewish Torah, and put that as the Old Testament. That way the Jews would accept it. And then they took the different books that they thought would fit and assembled the New Testament. Of course, they kept out like the Dead Sea Scrolls. They kept out a lot of the Gnostic texts because they didn't want to give Jesus more of a grounding on earth. They wanted to make him seem more away, like something you had to achieve. And
a consciousness.
who knows what they changed in the process of assembling this, rewrote, whatever, you know? Yeah. And who knows, you know, Peter, Paul, and the whole bunch could have been drunk as hell and just writing some shit. Hey, somebody's going to believe this in a couple thousand years. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
Well, and they speak totally different English back then.
Well, no, I mean, the original books were written in Greek. And Greek doesn't transfer over into any language well. It loses a lot of meaning, so who knows?
It might have gotten lost in translation.
Exactly.
So, like, I don't think this will affect nobody. It's just a book. You know, let's just write down our thoughts. And
what's this one word, you know?
What would people think if, I don't know, 6,000 years from now, they found The Exorcist book?
Yeah.
Are they going to, you know, take it to the limit?
Oh, yeah.
That's what's
happening with Scientology now.
They're going to worship Reagan.
That wrote about fiction, and now this fiction became a religion, so...
Right.
Yeah,
it happens. I mean, the most important thing is to get in touch. As a person, you want to develop your mind. You want to be in touch with I think with nature in a way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most important thing. Develop yourself the most that you can as a human being. And as
be
long
the best
as you're
human being you can.
Yeah. You don't have to follow anything.
Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Even if it's not on Sunday, like Buffy said. Be good all the time.
Yeah.
Don't go there and be a fuck up all week and then going, I'm sorry on Sunday and it's all forgiven. You could be a fuck up again the next week and go to next Sunday and it's all good again.
But the same book tells you you're going to burn in hell anyway, so what does it matter?
It's easy. Own up to what you do.
Yeah.
You're going to get or whatever. You own up to it. You did it yourself. You chose to do it, and that's it. Don't be like, I need forgiveness for this.
Right. And if you're going to do something, know the consequences.
Yeah.
And be prepared to, pay that price. Well, I'm going to go over here and shoot my neighbor in the head. Okay. Well,
exactly.
Don't run. You know you're going to prison forever.
I find that amazing that they'll go to church and then they'll be like, oh, yes, you've been absolved, my son, of all your sins. It's like, wow, really? That's easy.
Right.
Time for more sinning.
Exactly.
Did you hear what that guy did? He tortured thousands.
And who knows, this may be, part of why the priests always stay so drunk. They're hearing all this crap that's coming out. And, he slept with his sister and slept with his, brother-in-law or whoever,
Evil begats evil.
Yeah, and all this is wearing on their heads, and they got all this.
They say psychologically, and I mean no disrespect to anybody, the police have the same problem because they hear all the bad side, and, they're exposed to it a lot as well.
I remember, I don't remember which biography I read on LaVey, but he was talking about dealing with a lot of that as well, being a police photographer, a crime scene photographer. That he would see these people's heads blown half off, and that he had to quit.
Right.
It was too much to take in.
Yeah.
Now, back to music. That was a nice tangent, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
And I'll say there's two words: fuck religion.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
I agree.
Y'all were talking about y'all are coming up with another album and the new character. Can you give us any hints about the new character? You don't have to release anything, just any kind of hint.
Well, the protagonist in the first album was Victor, which is a man. So I'll just say that the protagonist in this next album will be a woman.
Aha! The ladies have their anti-hero.
Yeah.
So there'll be a heroine now. But yeah, we're going to try to, now this time when we do, we're going to try to make some characters where we can take pictures. You know how we like to dress up like the characters, and this time we want to get Federico and Fabian and Edmus, our drummer, to be a part of it too. So, because they felt kind of left out, because we're like, we want to be somebody too. And so I'm going to make sure to think of them this time.
That's
I want to
awesome.
dress Federico up in drag. I don't know. With those beautiful blue eyes. I didn't know his green eyes. Sorry.
I tell you, when I met Hermes, man, does that guy ever stop smiling?
I know.
He has just this perpetual grin, man.
They couldn't remove it with surgery.
No, he is so cool.
He can be a moody guy. He has his dark moments, actually.
Yeah, he has his dark moments.
He has the schizo. He has Jekyll and Hyde there. He's gonna smile for a second, then bipolar time.
No, he's great. He's great. He's always trying to always be happy and not so just kind of watching in the sidelines our craziness and being like, oh gosh, what am I doing?
Yeah. What's next? Yeah.
And I always try to get him on camera. He's very sneaky. He knows exactly when that lens is on him. And he's like, oh, he's a perfect gentleman. I'm going to hide a camera, like wear a cap or something and put a little hidden camera in there.
Yeah. There you go.
The tie tack.
Yeah, it's like hidden camera.
Yeah.
Got you now. Well, let me load up a few more tunes here. And
Wait a minute. Oh, no, man.
I got it.
Okay.
So there, look pretty.
I saw something flashing.
Hey, we're not going to talk about that now.
Okay, man. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to tell you all about the wanker. That's right. You reminded me about that. I got to see King Diamond over in while I was in Germany for a House of God.
Ooh, oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was a small club. I mean, it was maybe 200 people, 300 tops. Very
That's
small.
Awesome.
And, I mean, he brought the theatrics with him. They started off with Welcome Home. And he had Grandma in the wheelchair, and he wheeled her out, kicked her out the wheelchair, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. But after the show, of course, we're in Germany, so we're drinking German beer. That seemed to be the motif at the time. And I happened to somehow get up on King Diamond's bus.
Whoa.
Yeah, I went up on there, and this big English dude turns around and sees me, and I tell him, I want to see the king. I want to meet King Diamond, I mean, he turns around, get the hell off my bus. I'm like, righto. So, I mean, he was a big monster of a fella. He must have been like 80 feet tall, big old meat hooks for hands.
Wow.
Yeah, I turn around. He come out and he was being real cool, but of course we were drunk and pissing him off, and we talked to him for a minute and say something stupid because we were drunk. But he was, he ended up being a real wanker.
The King Diamond or
oh no,
the British. Okay.
The bodyguard, whatever it was, the troll,
bus guard,
the mountain ogre. Yeah, that dude.
I would get a picture with King Diamond. That would be awesome.
Man, I tell you, I wanted to meet the guy, and he explained to us, he really, King Diamond doesn't really meet the fans because he has to watch his voice. He's very careful with his voice. He doesn't talk a whole lot while he's on tour. He don't want to really talk to the fans because he's scared of, getting sick. And it's understandable.
Oh, it is. I mean, I know it's at a very smaller scale, but when you play shows and sometimes you're hanging out there waiting to go on, and the more you talk, the more you're around the smoke in the club, and it gets progressively worse. So by the time you get on that stage, it's like you don't perform as well as you would have, if I usually try to stay outside and kind of keep to myself and try not to talk too much, and then people are like, oh, she's so stuck up. So the fans do have to understand with like King Diamond and stuff. I would totally understand because imagine on tour you're singing every night. You have to take care of that voice.
It just really sucks. We wanted to meet him, and we were drunk and wasn't listening to reason at all. So we ended up kept on making him angry, and he'd tell us about how he's going to squish us, and and of course he was a wanker.
Well, yeah, I'd be hanging from the window, too. I'd be like, let me in. Yeah, I love King Diamond, so.
I think that was 2003, right? That tour, House of God. Was it 2003 or?
No, it was,
I think we saw him for that same tour when they toured the U.S. I think the first stop was here in Fort Lauderdale.
I think that was 2000.
Hello?
Are you there?
We can hear you, but barefoot.
Can you hear me now?
Now.
Alrighty. Gotta love the program. Yeah, I think that was either 2000. No, that was 2001.
2001?
Yeah, that was 2001 because I was still in Germany. I didn't come home till October 2001.
Okay.
But yeah, we saw him. What was the name of that town? Aschaffenburg, or something like that. I got to see quite a few good shows, man. I got to see Motorhead and Slayer, Iron Maiden, at this one show in Mannheim. It was the Mannheim Metal Fest 2000, and I had never seen Iron Maiden. That was like one of the big bands I was into growing up. You know, it was like Black Sabbath was the big band, and then Iron Maiden was the next one, and of course Metallica when they hit, and until the crap people took them away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to finally see Iron Maiden live, and you know, had Dave, Adrian, and of course they had Yannick with them, and that was for Brave New World. And man, those guys threw down.
Oh yeah.
I was surprised with Slayer too, because I didn't think they were supposed to play Angel of Death live in Germany, and they did, and oh wow, was the pit gnarly.
When the
Wow.
when the Brave New World show came to Vegas, which was where I was living at the time I grew up there, I got like what they call orchestra pit seating, and it's right there at the stage, so you can take photos and stuff. And Yannick let me play his guitar
Wow.
during the show. And
Wow.
Bruce Dickinson gave me the set list. So,
And actually, I did see the set list.
and I knew like the last 4 songs for anybody. I was reading them going, oh, cool, I see what's coming up, you know.
It was
That's
neat
so
because
awesome.
she had that the set list. You know, she told me the story about it and how, you know, Bruce Dickinson balled it up and threw it at her. And when we moved to Vegas, she has this box that's got like all these tour riders and contracts of bands she's worked with in the past. And she had that balled up set list in there, and I pulled it out, and sure enough, you know, it was the whole set list for that show. Because I'd seen the show, you know.
What a great souvenir.
Oh, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Just the memory is a great souvenir.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, I dig
Those
it.
things
So.
you keep forever.
Oh, yeah, nobody can take it from me, man.
Now,
No way.
the next album, it's going to be, like you said, it's going to be kind of similar to what y'all did on In the Name Of, but you're going to have a little bit more clean vocals, still the same theatricality and everything, correct?
And theatricality. We're going to try to incorporate a more traditional heavy metal sound, because we've been listening to a lot of traditional heavy metal, and that's what's inspiring us right now. And just it'll be dark, very dark, and hopefully we'll get it out soon by 2013, maybe around October. We're hoping. We have a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
And this is a story that was already written by Mariela, but we have to make each chapter a song, which is going to be hard.
Yeah, but I mean, we love that. The most, you know, as a musician, one of the great parts of being a musician is one is performing and the other is creating music, and that we love all of that. So, but we have some. If I could just take a few seconds to just mention some of the shows for anybody in the area. We do have a show this Saturday at Mickey's Bar in Pompano Beach. It's a Halloween bash, so that's going to be very cool, celebrating Halloween. And then next week on Saturday, November 3rd, we're going to do that Halloween tribute, so that's going to be cool. We're going to play 2 Halloween songs. And then finally, on November 16th, we're going to be playing at Area 7 with Hell Witch and Perdition Temple and some other great local bands. So those are our upcoming shows. I think maybe after that, if nothing comes up, we may be trying to focus on recording music. We need a break.
Yeah, we need stuff.
Yeah, so.
We started with one song, but we haven't finished it yet.
And also, we're working on another video too, for Thou Shalt Follow.
That man, when y'all finish that up, let us know. When the new music comes out, let us know. We will push it, and definitely the new CD. Drop me a line. I want to get one, and of course I'm gonna do another review on you guys. I love what y'all are doing, man. You know, anything y'all put out, as far as I'm concerned, is gold. Everything I've heard like I said, I've been wearing the other CD out. I'm going to get another one of those. Not in the too distant future. But
we appreciate the support. We love the review. Thank you so much. All of you. You've all been so great to promote us on. I mean, that's really awesome.
Yeah, we're very grateful. Thank you so much, guys.
You never forget us.
Well, you guys are in regular rotation here on our station. We play quite a few of your songs all the time.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. Let's see. The Letter plays quite often as a man. That is that vocal line you have in there stays in my head.
Yeah.
We need your help. We need your help.
That's it. That's the one that stays in my head.
People are always walking, telling me, "We need your help. We need your." That's like the thing that sticks in their brain. I'm like, okay.
Also, Ophelia's Prayer and Lullaby for Heathen Spawn. I mean, hell, there's quite a Child of Mine we play quite often, and every day, we play you guys several times, and
thank you.
Hey,
thank you so much.
Spreading that word. We've got to spread the word. I love what you guys are doing. Y'all are a class act, very nice folks, and very, very musical. And I love what you guys have to offer, and I just can't get enough. I can't wait. Y'all need to hurry up and record, man. I'm ready for the next one now.
Thank you. We really appreciate it. I mean, there needs to be more people out there like y'all in the world helping underground bands to get some airtime and spread the music. And it's important for the metalheads out there to do that, to help the local scene, especially, locally. There's a lot of great bands, and in your local area, you have to help them get their stuff, promote them, share it.
That's something else I wanted to mention. I noticed, like the Miami, Tampa area is really booming in metal. Y'all got a lot of really good bands down that way.
Yes.
Because we had the Hackers come up here and play too, and wow, are they off the chain?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we love the Hackers. We love them. They went to see us in Tampa. They were there, and it was so nice to see their faces, because we knew the Franklin, one of the members of the Hackish, we've been writing to each other on Facebook, and then we finally got to meet in Alabama, which is amazing to get together in Alabama.
Yeah, of all places,
so
right?
They're nice people, and we are hoping maybe to go on tour together with them sometime soon, so that'll be awesome.
Yeah, they just found a drummer, so they're trying to play more shows with him, so, hopefully we'll be able to do a tour soon with them.
Yeah, and female-fronted metal, woohoo!
That's right.
Representing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Sandra has that. I'm talking one of the deepest death metal voices out there.
Oh yeah.
And she was. I've got the link somewhere on my Facebook page, but she was featured in a like an underground rockumentary. I don't remember which part she was on, about female. Vocalist, extreme female vocalist.
Yes, I saw that. I saw it. Women of Extreme Metal or something like that.
That's it. I think it was like part 5 or something. But
yeah.
I don't remember which one it was, but yeah, she was in there, and I thought that was just so cool. They are such nice people. Her, Andrew, the whole band are just really nice folks, and they are some of the most brutal death metal you can ever hear. Underground death metal. They were awesome.
Hackish?
Yeah, the Hackish. And
they're really cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to get them up here on the show. We can do some bullshitting. But yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, we love hanging out with them. They're just really nice. Andrew, he's so tall, and then he looks all mean and evil, but he's just so kind.
He's like a big teddy bear.
He's a cuddly bear.
I remember they played down here in Miami just maybe a month or two ago. They came down here to play at a show that we organized, and David and I think 3 of the guys in this band were struggling with the amp. Andrew's like, please. He goes there, he picks it up all by himself and just takes it. Because these guys, 3 of them were struggling with the amp there. I'm like, we need an Andrew in our band.
And for those of you out there that haven't checked out the Hackish, check them out. They have a Facebook page. They have a YouTube page. Those guys are awesome. But if you haven't seen Andrew, if you picture like a Viking, that's Andrew. All he needs is the little hat with the horns on it, you know?
Yes. Yes.
That's all he needs.
That dude is a monster, man. Nice guy. Super nice guy.
They're all great.
And the dude cracks some funny jokes on stage, too. You know, because, I mean, they were out here.
If you check out the Tampa video that we did, the mini documentary we did for the Tampa, because he comes out there and he's talking in a very funny Spanish, like, about Federico's private part, so it's hilarious. Yeah, they come out there.
Right on. I will have to check that out.
You'll laugh. It's hilarious.
But I know, you know, when they were here, they were still, you know, playing live with the drum machine, which I thought was so cool. You know, you're seeing a few more bands do this nowadays. It's hard to find musicians, especially when you live in somewhat remote areas. And to have that intestinal fortitude to, you know, take a drum machine or whatever you need, and with the technology we have today, and still be able to go and play live with it and present your music. I think that is so awesome.
Yeah.
And
it's awesome.
And Sandra can growl.
It gives hope. It gives hope that because, you know, bands are dying to find drummers and stuff, but there is hope there. You can still play shows without a drummer, and there's no drama behind it either. Sorry, any drummers out there, but it's tough.
But I just thought it was so cool because, you know, he had to go up there and, how do you say that? Had to smack around the drummer or something like that. You know, I think the program messed up. Let me go smack the drummer. And his vocals, man, really was, it really surprised me what came out of his voice. I mean, he's got some high-pitched screams. And I was like, wow, this guy's got some pipes.
Yeah, he does the low ones and he does the high ones. Yeah. That's cool.
That was, it just so surprised me. But yeah, we're trying to get them on the show whenever, you know, time permits for them, and we're trying to showcase everybody that, you know, came to the festival and let everybody get a chance to meet what we met and give them a chance to hear what we got to hear, because it was incredible. I mean, those were a very tiring 3 days for us, but it was 3 days full of metal. It was fun. We can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
We're still working out the details, though, on where we're going to have it.
Yeah, it was awesome, and there's bands from different states. That was really cool, just to, you know, where are you from? And there's like from New York and New Orleans. So that was awesome to see Texas, bands from different places.
I know, and it was a good way too, you know, that we looked at for bands to network. You know,
that's true.
Do gig swaps or, you know, what have you, but.
Yeah, we're trying to stay in touch with the guys from Necrotic Priapism to see if we can get over to New Orleans to play. That would be really cool.
Now,
yeah, we're gonna go there.
I'm gonna set you up with some guys out of Alexandria, which is on the. I'm not sure if y'all are familiar with Louisiana at all, but it's kind of on the other side of the state, close to Texas. But they do a lot of shows in Alexandria, in Baton Rouge, and in New Orleans. I'm gonna hook you up with them. And
or Lake Charles.
Yeah.
Not Alexandria.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not Alexandria, but Lake Charles. And,
Lake Charles.
It's all straight down I-10.
Oh, okay.
But they do a lot of shows through Louisiana, and they deal a lot with, you know, shows with Necrotic. And I don't know if you remember the guys in Entrenched Defilement. They were there on night one, the first night. Death metal band. Those guys threw down. But I'll set you up with those guys, and they do a lot of shows throughout that area, and maybe get y'all hooked up in Necrotic again, because that was.
You and Necrotic killed.
Yeah, that was just
the cap on the night. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were all awesome. They were bad boys.
Oh hell yeah. That's Nolans all the way. That's my peeps.
Yeah, I love them. They were really great, and they were funny too.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Jason's a cracker.
Oh yeah, man. Goat fuckers.
Yeah.
I love that song, Nun Scum. Have y'all seen that video?
Yes.
Oh,
they
wow.
took it down now.
They took it down.
I don't know if it's because, you know, they got 2 new people in the band now. Something like that, I've heard.
Oh, well, I'm sure they'll have
Or YouTube.
Holder Beast redo another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working on another video too for Thou Shalt Follow, so hopefully we'll have that out soon. We're working with a really talented artist who's going to help us do a really unique video, so hopefully we'll get to work on that soon.
Oh, and let me bring this up. We have one of our other DJs showed up. We have DJ Outcast, and he wants me to remind everyone that he goes on tomorrow night, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock Eastern. Please, everyone, show up and, give Outcast some love. The dude throws down some good metal. He also does Saturday mornings. He does the Wake and Bake show. And what time's he on, babe? Is it like 8?
Yeah.
8 a.m. till, yeah. I think he ran 5 hours last Saturday. But the guy does the Wake and Bake show, and he does a little bit of everything from stoner metal to the most extreme death and everything in between. But definitely, come on in. And, and he wanted me to let everybody know the show on the 30th, he's going to have a Halloween show. He's going to give away horror DVDs.
Yeah.
So tune in for that. Man, that's awesome.
Wow, cool.
It's really cool.
I'm going to have to go in there and get me a free DVD.
Never have enough horror movies.
Oh, hell no.
Never enough.
I'm not saying nothing there, Outcast, but I would love the whole Friday the 13th collection, just saying. Or Hellraiser, either way, I'm not picky.
Hellraiser, yeah.
I love some Pinhead. That dude's one of the most awesome villains ever created.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And he's got the best one-liners ever.
I know. We on Friday sometimes we do like tribute to horror on our Facebook page.
I saw that.
Yeah, we try to do that almost every Friday, but so we did a whole Hellraiser thing, and everybody kept putting all the one-liners. There's some fanatics out there. It was awesome.
I have such shites to show you. That dude is so cool. It's like he's the Elvis of hell,
Elvis.
Yeah, he's Elvis.
He's not the one-liner. Awesome movies. Like the first and the second are just incredible.
Oh, which one was it? They were in outer space. That was Bloodlines, wasn't it?
See, the thing is about that movie, the whole first part is kind of weird, but then the middle part is good, and then it goes, when they're on the spaceship, it's kind of silly. But I like the movie. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too...
No, I like it too, because I'm a fan of sci-fi as well. And I don't know. It was really cool learning the background of the puzzle maker and how the puzzle box came into being, and I really dug it.
Me too. I like the Cenobites too. The ones they introduced in there. I liked it. I don't know. I like anything big, but I like Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I love that one. The littlest clown is the coolest.
Yes, he is.
I'll watch like cheesy stuff like Troll 2. Those kind of Basket Case. I like those kind of things.
Oh yeah, that's the horror B movies. I love those.
You see the Tooth Fairy? The Tooth Fairy, the evil one? Oh, you guys got to see that. It's
Which one?
Very good. Tooth Fairy.
Tooth Fairy? I always see it, and I never watched it. I always see the cover.
Not the one with the rock. It's a horror flick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll check it out.
Yeah, and it's bad.
That's like an 80s one, isn't it?
I don't know, but I got introduced to it just within the last year, and it was badass.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out,
Yeah.
Yeah, I love some horror.
Actually, I like those movies, kind of like Paranormal Activity, the Blair Witch, with those documentary style type things.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the Blair Witch.
There's like a divide there between the ones that hate it and the ones that like it. I'm the ones that like it.
Well, I kind of got led blindly into it. I had a guy that was telling me, man, it was the scariest thing I've ever seen. It was so scary. And I wasted my money. I went and seen it at the theater.
This is where the anti-hype of the Buff paid off.
And, yeah, if I would have listened to the anti-hype of Buff, that would have saved me like $8. But I went and saw it. And in some ways, I liked it. in other ways, I like Blair Witch 2 better than I did Blair Witch 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I don't know. I got out of that, and I felt, I don't know, this is just my own opinion. I felt dumber for having to watch it. You know, I was like, okay, they shook the tent, they had some rocks, they had some sticks in the trees, and they got clubbed at the end.
And I never saw nothing really scary.
It's really interesting though how it's divided. Like some people really hate it, others really like it. It's weird how it affects people differently.
Yeah, right.
People.
I don't know. I was always more into the old gory horror movies. You know, like the Evil Dead, or you know, that's the comedy side. But Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, the zombie flicks. I was always into more of the gory stuff.
Pumpkinhead.
Pumpkinhead, yeah, I love Pumpkinhead.
Mariela, no.
Yeah. Oh, she almost got it right. You almost rolled that R.
Yeah,
there you go. You rolled it that time.
I love Pumpkinhead. We actually have a little doll, Pumpkinhead doll.
Oh.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I love horror. I just love anything horror. I'll give everything a chance, and try to have an open mind and not be too nitpicky about it. I just love it all.
I remember being a kid, we used to go and watch, a lot of horror at the drive-in, and stuff like Manitou. Have you seen that one?
Manitou, I've heard it. Is that? I've seen the cover. I've never watched it though.
You will love it. It's a cheesy movie. The premise behind this movie, and when I was a kid, I saw it, and it freaked me out. I thought I was getting a bump on my shoulder.
I remember.
Yeah,
that.
And it started off. Okay, Manitou is like an evil demon witch doctor ghost in Native American culture. And I don't remember what happened exactly with the victim, but he ended up getting this bump on his shoulder. And it grew and grew, and the Manitou came out of that.
Ooh,
the witch doctor.
I'm gonna check it out because I think I have Netflix, the instant play. I think I saw it on there, so I'm definitely gonna watch it.
And it had a big old eye.
Loves that movie. She told me about that movie. I never watched it, but it was my mom who told me about that movie.
It's crazy, but I'll see movies like that and Xtro. It's spelled XTRO. It was like a space alien chomping on people.
Oh, we gotta give some credit to Frankenweenie and Frankenhooker. You guys ever seen those?
No.
Oh, old school Frankenweenie. The new one I'm sure is going to be very cute. It's Disney, but old school's pretty crazy. And Frankenhooker, dude accidentally mows his girlfriend with the lawn and kills her. And he wants to put her back together as if he was Dr. Frankenstein. And so he creates super crack. And he goes and gets all the road lizards to smoke this super crack so he can, their head will explode, and then he can take their body parts and attach them to his dead girlfriend. It gets out of hand.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And the old Frankenweenie's much like that. The dude kills his dog, and then he wants to bring it back.
Wow.
B movies all the way. Check them out. Yeah.
Yeah, Manitou. And I'm a big fan of the old Phantasms.
Yeah. Oh, the Phantasm, yeah.
Oh, those little silver balls with the drills.
Angus Grimm.
So creepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But like I said, that's going old school. If y'all haven't seen those, especially Manitou, you will laugh. Oh yeah, it is so cheesy. You're gonna laugh.
But it was good.
It was good. It was funny. It's
yeah, I like that. I like that because some of these horror B movies, they're so funny that it's like they're like comedies. They're funnier than the comedies that are meaning to be funny. The horror movies are funnier. I don't know if you watched Troll 2. That's they say that's one of the worst movie ever made. We watched that. And Troll 2 is hilarious. For any cheesy B movie fan, definitely watch Troll 2.
Was it Leprechaun 7? Where he's got all the bling?
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know. I don't remember. It was Leprechaun 6 or 7. He goes in the hood.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, and he's all blinged up.
Yeah, Leprechaun. He's tired.
Hilarious. The green dude in the hood, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and play some more music. And I don't know let's go ahead. I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. It's been a couple hours now.
Okay.
I know you guys are busy. Let's guess we'll go ahead and throw out your links again. You can find Fathom at Facebook. Reverb Nation, I do believe.
YouTube.
YouTube. Do you guys have a MySpace or a Twitter account?
Yeah, we do have Twitter and MySpace as well, right?
Yeah, we're on SoundCloud too, and our website, which is fathomweb.com.
And remember, Fathom is spelled Old English way, which is Faethom.
That's right, Faethom. You can Google them and you will find them. Trust me. But David and Mariela, thank you both for taking the time and speaking with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Always.
We love you
talking
guys.
to both you and Buffy, and say hi to Vix also.
Hey, you're getting to say hi to Vix.
Yeah, I don't know where she is, but hello.
She's yelling hi.
She's going hi.
Hi.
From all the way in the back. But seriously, when you guys y'all are always welcome back. Y'all are part of the Brutiful family. Whenever you drop the next CD, or whenever, if y'all want to come back and do some more bullshitting with Bob, I mean, y'all are always welcome back. But definitely, y'all drop the that next video and that CD. I want to talk to y'all again, bring y'all back on the show, and we'll run through it and spread the word.
Thank you, and I have to say, this is one of the best interviews we ever did. I'm not kidding.
A lot of fun.
Yes, we talked about all different subjects, and it was very nice.
But in a very natural way.
Yes, natural.
Well, that's what I try to do on the show. Is that's why I call it bullshitting with Bob, because I'm not going to sit here and grill you with an interview question. Well, here's a question, here's an answer, here's a question, and it's so dry and lame. I want to sit here like metalheads and just shoot the shit basically and talk, and because we're all friends here.
Yeah.
We get to know each other better.
Bunch of friends hanging out, and everybody else gets lucky enough to sit in and listen.
Yeah.
Obviously, love the format.
Yeah,
right on.
So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot, and people out there in Brutiful world. This is Bullshit with Bob. You listen to what are you doing? I can do all this, thank you.
Oh.
It'll be okay, lady. Now I'm gonna play the rest of the album in its entirety.
Cool.
I've got A Promise coming up next, At the Witch's Door, Live in Dread, Ezra Hamel, A Lifetime of Emptiness, Break the Vow, Ophelia's Prayer, Lullaby for Heathen Spawn, which was kind of lullabies I got when I was a baby, Child of Mine, and Bleakest Fate. Now, metalheads out there, you're listening to Brutiful Metal Radio. This is the Bullshit with Bob show, and we've been talking to David and Mariela from Fathom. And thank you guys again so much for talking with us and taking the time out of your schedules. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Tell everybody else.
And hopefully we'll get on down to Alabama soon.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. And
We have to come back.
tell Federico not to be such much of a grouch.
Yeah.
Maybe
And
some...
tell Fabian and Herbie's we all said hello.
Hell yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we will.
Tell me threw horns up at them.
Oh, yes, we will.
We will.
And here we go, folks. This is A Promise. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow